A lot of people think that eating healthy is really going to be stuff like Brussels sprouts or salads, or it's just not going to taste very good, or it's going to be kind of complicated. And especially even doing something like a low food map diet, they think, oh, well, everything I eat is just gone, and there's nothing that's going to taste good. It's going to be plain and bland. Well, personally, I have made this meal hundreds of times. It is a very simple breakfast that is super tasty, and it's something that I eat every single day, and I think that you'll enjoy this too. For this meal, it's actually just an oatmeal. It's a simple oatmeal, not instant oatmeal or something like that. It actually has some pretty good nutritional value in it. It starts with just some simple, thick rolled oats. I highly recommend just getting the extra thick. It just adds a lot more texture to it when you're chewing it. This one's really high quality. I like this brand. It might not specifically matter too much on what you get. That one's particularly gluten-free and organic. And of course, you're going to have your maple syrup. And maple syrup, it's not going to particularly matter which one you get, although there is some differences on the taste. Like this one's a grade A dark, and I can't remember the difference between grade A and grade B. There's something with the sweetness, so it's something you'll have to kind of play around with. I prefer this dark grade A. It, to me, has a really good taste. It's a strong flavor. I notice if you spend a little more on some of the smaller bottles, though, it seems like they taste a little better, in my experience, at least here. And of course, we have some blueberries. Blueberries are full of antioxidants and low Fodmap. They taste awesome. Really easy just to add those in there and get a lot of sweet flavor in. And then we have our Ceylon cinnamon. So this one is actually quite a bit different than the normal cinnamon that you might get. Normal cinnamon is kind of going to have more of a spice and a pop to it. This one's a lot more mellow, and it just provides a lot smoother of a flavor. The reason in particular why I picked the Ceylon is the regular one actually has kind of like a toxin in it, and I'll leave an article below in the description so you can learn a little more of that. So if you're planning on eating this pretty often, you're going to want to go with Ceylon cinnamon. Is a little bit harder to find. This is like $5 or $6 for one of these, so it does end up costing a little more. However, if it's something you're consuming a lot of, I'd make sure you're getting a high quality version of it. And then we have pecans. Pecans are great, low Fodmap. I believe you can only have about 15 pieces a day. I'll actually have in the recipe below what fits with your low Fodmap and a low Fodmap calculator if that's what you're going with. These are awesome, packed with protein, lots of flavor, adds a lot of crunch to this dish. Really easy to add. Sometimes a little bit difficult to find for a good price organic though. That's one con to these. We also have some walnuts, which walnuts are a bit easier to find organic, not quite as expensive. They're loaded with tons of nutrients, more protein, packed with calories. This is something you want to get in early day for that energy. And something kind of optional here too. I personally can't handle it just because I'm really caffeine sensitive. You can do cocoa powder, and you can actually make this like a chocolate oatmeal that's healthy. Not sugar, not milk, you're not adding anything like that. And this is low Fodmap as well. I believe only up to 2 tablespoons per day, which you'll probably only need about 1 tablespoon of this for 1 cup of oatmeal. And it'll seriously turn it into like a chocolate oatmeal. And you'll get about 10 milligrams of caffeine with that though. So just be cautious with that if you are sensitive to caffeine. And especially if you are doing the low Fodmap diet, it actually might be a good time to try out cutting out other things in your diet just to see how you feel. You might find that caffeine could be like a root cause of anxiety for you. And then really just some strawberries would be a really nice touch for this dish. They are low Fodmap as well. Taste great. Sometimes a little bit hard to find if they're in season or not. And really just the preparation on this is super simple. You really just, you boil the water, and then what I do is I move the pan off and I just dump 1 cup in. I don't even keep it boiling, set the timer for 6 minutes, and I strain it. I like to use just a regular pot just so I can strain it pretty easily. You might find something a little bit different for yourself, or something that can boil the water faster maybe. And really just adding the ingredients right after that. And if you do start getting to where you can have a bit higher Fodmap items, some things that I might recommend would be adding peanut butter. Peanut butter is really good, especially with the cocoa. It's insane flavor that you can get on this dish, and it's full of protein and still lots of tasty stuff. I can't handle the peanut butter myself, unfortunately. And then bananas are also really good. You could try a not ripe banana because that technically is low Fodmap. I tried that. It's pretty gnarly. I don't like the taste of that. So I would recommend if you were going to do it, only do it ripe, which is actually high Fodmap item. And if you are looking for something really good for dinner that is low Fodmap, or you're just looking for a healthy organic meal, check out my other video on what I eat in a day. And that will be the dinner portion to this. And I think that you'll really find that meal healthy and tasty as well. Thank you.